Next map chosen for this finals of the Ladder Wars tournament is Venison Wilds, probably my favourite map. And down here in the bottom we have AOL Recon, once again sticking with the Lightbringers, sticking with everything that's been working so well to put him 2-0 up in this finals so far, versus Tarnation, who in a very Tarnation style is up here in the top, now playing as the orange Cranioids. Not only keeping to changing his faction around a lot to try and find an advantage, but also now deciding to change the colour. Black wasn't working for him. He's going to go for that orange, which does look very good on the Cranioids. These Xenodogs look excellent with little evil bumblebee sort of look going on. Not quite the excellent RTS colour of yellow, but it's looking pretty good. And Xenodogs, very powerful early, can get a good look around, but these new buffed spearmen from a patch ago can hold off these Xenodogs. This isn't the sort of destructive, sort of game-winning power that they used to be able to put forth every now and again. And Tarnation seems to be going for quite a standard play so far. We'll have to see what he puts down next, but if he just goes down with a heavy factory or perhaps a drone bay, there's the heavy factory. This isn't looking like it'll be something too crazy. I'm going to expect some sort of big Xenodog and Stinkbug aggression, and it looks like Recon is expecting that too, as he's splitting out his units quite well to not take any extra damage from the splash of the Stinkbugs. And I'll expect some sort of big attack like that while teching up, although I believe Tarnation is a believer in the mass tripod style, although tripods did receive a small nerf. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tarnation going once again for this big tripod force. He's going to go in a bit with these Xenodogs because there are a lot of Enchantresses in here, I guess is his thought, and so he thought he could do something, but just sort of a bit of a waste of some Xenodogs, honestly. He's clumping back now. He's got the 5th Harvester coming out, so he should be absolutely fine on money. Expecting to see the first Stinkbug come up here anytime soon. Come on. Come on. Well, he's getting Cranioid Infantry now. Which, I mean, I'm not sure how useful they are, but I guess you know you want some more damage to deal with these trees once there's more of these out. So it's not a crazy idea. What War Elemental was just chasing these Xenodogs around, making sure they can't get up to anything too sneaky. Although I believe he's lost them here. But this is looking quite good for Recon so far. He's getting up to his sort of late game tech right now. He's got multiple of these sorceresses towers. He's gonna go over. Is that gonna be his first hunting lodge? No, it's another sorceress tower. So these Xenodogs try to go for a run by, and he's going to. Oh, he actually might get this hunting lodge. That would be very annoying if he can manage it. And he will. I believe that was Recon's only hunting lodge and will stop him from making trees, but he's pushing in with this force. He saw that no Stinkbugs were coming, and so assumed correctly that Tarnation was teching up. And Tarnation has done what I think is a much better Cranioid build than what a lot of people have been trying against AOL Recon. He has gone straight for that tech. He's 1-1-1 on production. He's got top tech, and now he's making brains and blast bugs and aggressors, and I wouldn't be too surprised if he manages to survive this fight. We see a Devastator pit come down and he goes for some motherships. Right now he's just being pushed back. He's trying to use the power of those blast bugs to get something done, but he's going to start losing production if he has to keep retreating here. And AOL Recon, you can see, is now turning around onto the stuff that has just come out of the production facilities and the production facilities themselves. But he's not getting a ton done. There's not a lot of sort of. AOL Recon doesn't quite seem to know what he wants to attack here. He's just sort of pushed into the middle of Tarnation's base and then let himself get punched down. Interesting, cancelling that turret there once Recon's had been pushed back. And now going up into another heavy factory so we can get out more blast bugs. This is very important. And there we go, the first mothership. The destroyers thing is back here. And this is what I have been saying throughout this tournament, the way I think you should play Cranioids against Lightbringers. You don't have to worry about the early game because your Xenodogs will still give you that early game map control. You can just get your economy up and start getting this big late game force. Probably, even with the nerfs both sides have received, the only late game force that is really strong enough to really take on the Lightbringers late game army. We're going to get to see this here. I cannot see an area around. I do not believe he has gone for this tech yet. He is sticking with that mid-game army of Ranger and Trees, which is just not going to win against this. He needs to have, you know, big amounts of Phoenixes, and I think Recon realized that Tarnation was not coming with any sort of stink bug aggression, and so probably was teching very fast up into this big late game force with a surprising amount of tripods, honestly. And so he saw that and he realized, okay, I should attack because now I have my tree force. This is going to be more powerful. But unfortunately for him, that attack wasn't quite early enough. It got held off, and now Tarnation's army is more technologically advanced. Recon is still going to go in with this and see if he can push forward with this big tree army. But he's going to have to rely on Rangers alone to defeat these motherships, and I just don't think that that's enough to do that. Very good concave here from Recon, but the teleport is reinforcing this army incredibly quickly. Lots of motherships here, so this healing is ridiculous. He needs to focus motherships with Rangers, but the Rangers are just all dead. There is like no anti-air in this army anymore. This is just done. There was not enough anti-air to destroy the motherships, and so the motherships healing could keep his army alive. Lots of Cranioids and brains in here, and this looks like the end. He just Recon expected to have the late game power in all of these matchups, and then Tarnation did what most Cranioids have not. A lot of the Cranioid players in this tournament have tried to do some damage early and then tried to just mash tripods, but tripods aren't trees, man. Tripods aren't trees. The first Phoenix we do see is out here now, and he is building another griffinry or whatever they're called, Phoenix trees. Oh, and that almost was a mothership going down. There we go. But I don't think this is. I think this is too late. And here we actually get to see the destroyer itself come in. Most games normally end before this guy manages to come out, but some big shots there. Some laser beams to the sky, some acid pools on the floor. And this now, with the epic unit in tow, is the most powerful type of army in the whole of 8-bit armies. And I would call the game right here. This is an absolutely unstoppable force. Obviously, you don't get to see these games happen too often, so, you know, Recon might believe that with enough Phoenixes he can hold this off. But there, the GG is called. An awesome game to get to see. Tarnation bringing it back, making the game a series with this awesome late game Cranioids play. And I'm so glad to see what I have been saying about this matchup come to fruition in the finals of the 8-bit Ladder Wars. I'll be interested to see if Tarnation tries this again. If he thinks it's not broken, don't fix it. In that situation, what Recon will switch up from his play before. And, or if Tarnation just is Tarnation and goes for some sort of tower rush. I'll see you in the next game, which will be the fourth game, I believe, of this finals.